Hey friends, it's Susan from Legs Like Mine. So we're almost one whole week into the new year, and I posted my blog post and shared with you all on legslikemine.com yesterday the process that I use to make resolutions or goals. And I've always been, for the last, not always, but for the last 20 years, been a super goal oriented person. And it has resulted in my being able to live like a really kind of exciting life. I've been all over the world, been to all 50 states, done all kinds of crazy stuff like rappelled off of buildings, snorkeled in a crater in Hawaii, snorkeled in the Keys, been to Russia, just done all this crazy stuff. And all of it happens because I set goals and then I break them down into little bitty chunks that are like manageable and just do the tiny steps. And before you know it, you're at your goal, right? So obviously this year, I've got some goals that I wanted to share with you all. A lot of them are related to lipedema, but one of the things I wanted to say to my lipedema ladies, I'm a lipedema lady. I'm stage 3. I was probably getting close to a stage 4. I don't know. Lipedema lady. And a lot of folks, if you're on disability or if you're at home, I've definitely got friends who are bedbound or chairbound who just spend their time watching TV, taking in like entertainment, taking in whatever media, and have felt like, I can't contribute anymore. And my message really is for you that if you're here on this earth and you're breathing and living, then you still have purpose, but you have to make your own purpose. That's the thing, is that the purpose isn't just like somebody's not going to come knock on the door one day and say, hey, Susan, we need you to do this amazing thing. It's like you have to figure out what makes you feel good and then go for it, right? So even if you're bedbound, chairbound, or whatever, be thinking, what can you do to contribute? If you can't move, if you can't get up and walk, there are still ways that you can create and generate and participate. Maybe it's doing crafts, maybe it's, helping and supporting folks online. Like me, writing books has been something I've really enjoyed and have found that it's been super helpful to a lot of people, blogging and stuff like that too. If you feel like you can't exercise or move, or that you're stuck where you are, be thinking too, like there are exercises that can be done from the bed to build up strength. So maybe you can walk again. There are dietary changes that you could try that might be able to help you get your mobility back too. I'm definitely doing that, some nutritional changes myself to try and keep my mobility and then hopefully improve it, because I've got stuff I want to do that depends on my being able to walk better. So anyway, please don't feel like that you don't have purpose and that you're not, like, goal setting isn't for you. Goal setting is for everyone, whether they're big, like, I want to scale Mount Everest. I would love to, but I don't think it's in the cards for me. I have to tell you, I think that's just not in the cards for me. Just like gymnastics is probably not in the cards for me. um, if big scale stuff, like I want to start a business, I want to start a company, I want to write a book. There are other things that you can do on a smaller scale, that whatever scale works for you, whatever is written like on your heart to what you want to accomplish in your life, then think about how far can I get in 1 year if I push myself just a tiny little bit, or if I do something, once a month, once a week, whatever. What could I accomplish? So anyway, here is some of the things that are on my list, and all of my list, I have 20 things on my goal list. Again, I'm super goal oriented, and actually writing it down. I probably have a lot of the similar goals that you do, but I just took the time to write them down so that I can realize, like, okay, my year's not wasted, blah, blah, blah. All right. So, number one, which you probably all have heard now, is Rob and I, my husband, we have switched to eating non-processed foods, and we cut the pop back out of our diets. And I have to tell you, I did not drink a single soda pop from 2007 until when COVID started. And it's because I had lap band, and they were like, it's bad for you, it'll make your stomach pouch expand, blah blah blah. And then one day during lockdown, I was like, I want a diet Dr Pepper, And the minute that I started drinking them again, I was addicted right back again to them. And we were drinking a couple of big ones a day up until literally I dumped one out at midnight on New Year's Eve. So non-processed foods, no pops. That's going pretty well. That's one where Rob and I've started a YouTube channel, and we have a show that's going to be on every 2 weeks. The trailer just dropped. In fact, it's called Unprocessed_Union. Check it out. It's really cool. So here's one. Learn chemistry basic principles by taking a pre-college course and then a college level chemistry course this year. I have to tell you, I signed up. I do a lot of classes online with edX, and they're free. It's like Harvard, and I like to be challenged. And a couple of years ago, I took this really great class on the biology of the brain, and it was fantastic. I learned so much. I've always been fascinated with the brain. So anyway, chemistry, I never had exposure to in high school. We had 3 science options, and I went for the biology. So, and I didn't need it in college because my degree is in network management, right? So anyway, the only time it really bugs me or has bugged me up until recently has been on Jeopardy. And I'm always like, when they say chemistry is on one of the categories, I'm like, well, I'm out, And so anyway, now I'm doing all this lipedema stuff, and I'm on the lipedema education group. And every Monday night when we get together, the doctors will give presentations, and they'll be talking about this and that and how it affects, the body. And I can follow along. I'm a bright girl, but I just feel like if I had a better foundation in chemistry, I could participate more, like with it from an educated perspective. And I need that foundation. And then I'm going to go take a different kind of biology class too. Like I'm going to build on it and learn more stuff. And who knows, maybe I'll go back to college or something. But so I started on the chemistry class last night. Okay, it was pre-university chemistry free on edX. And I'll do it, but it is already too advanced for me. And the instructor was like, this is going to build on what you learned in high school chemistry. And I took the first quiz, and it took me an hour. And it was just like, okay, I need to go back and do like not chemistry for dummies, but like beginner chemistry, right? So anyway, I'm started on that. I will get that goal done because now I'm like, oh no, they're not going to defeat me. I will learn this. So anyway, chemistry. 3, get my line of shoes up for sale. So they're at the manufacturer. I've paid the money. I'm just waiting for them to ship over, and the designers already have the boots designed. It's just we want to make sure that this first round, although I have shoes in hand that are prototypes and the quality of them is amazing, when I get the first order of 200 in, then we'll know that they can actually produce like mini well, and then the ball will be rolling. Obviously, that is what I'm hoping for, so I don't have to go back to work. Because I cannot imagine doing work that didn't involve the lipedema community at this time in my life anyway. I'll do what I have to do, but I'm a project manager by trade, so I can do work, Anyway, and then I want to get the spring 2025 line designed, and hopefully with at least 2 more models out besides the loafers and the calf boots, right? So that's pretty important because lipedema ladies actually need shoes. I literally have a lady who has not left her house in 6 months because she can't find shoes to wear to fit the depth that she needs for her feet. I have another lady who is like, I need shoes for an event in February. What am I going to do? So I have tons of people with stories like that about like they actually need shoes. And this is so important to me to serve the community in some way that has been completely ignored. So it should be one of my top priorities, but all of these are a priority to me. Declutter and get rid of, not just move to the garage or whatever, unused items from the laundry room and my bedroom closet by the end of March. They're both terrible, and it's my fault. That's all I'm going to say. So I've got 2 books in the works. I want to finish writing and publish the Sugar Mamas book because I'm going to be giving that out at the Fat Disorders Resource Society conference in April in St. Louis. Check them out if you haven't been to it and you're a lipedema patient or doctor or whatever. The last 2 years, I've brought copies of new books. The first year, I brought Jeans on a Beach Day. And the second year, I brought the Aquatherapy for Lipedema and Lymphedema book to everybody. And then to other conferences, I've provided like free electronic copies or Kindle access to people. So I haven't decided if I'm going to spend the money on whether I'm going to print the books for everybody or just give everybody Kindle copies, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to finish Sugar Mamas so that it can be distributed in April at the conference. And then I'm working on another book right now with Sarah Bramblett, who is brilliant. She was one of the members who got the Lymphedema Treatment Act passed. I mean, she's brilliant. She's had a TED Talk, and she's writing the foreword to that book for me. And man, I need to spend more time with these bright women. I'm telling you what, there's so many women in the lipedema community who, in addition to have lipedema, they're also like, they have all these skills and careers or former careers, and they lift me up and make me want to be better. And I just need to spend more time with her. Anyway, finish writing that book because I want to get it to editing in about 10 days. That's how I work. And then Sarah's working on the foreword right now. And I'm hoping to get that published around Valentine's Day because that is the first look that sort of is an overall picture of advocacy for the lipedema world. And I'll just stop for a second. There are several groups of people who are already doing lots of work that would fall under the umbrella if we were working from a master plan. And like Lipedema Foundation has the research front covered, Dr. Herbst. Also, and then the Lipedema Education Group and the Lipedema Society with Dr. Amron are doing some levels and working on the patient level and educating some level of medical providers, but there's so much more. Obviously, social media, there's a handful of us that are doing pretty significant outbound, like lipedema awareness at different levels, right? There's body positivity, there's education, there's awareness, But there is so much more. There's congressional action that we haven't even tackled at the lipedema level. There's a couple of people who were working on insurance coverage, some paid people, and then some of the doctors are working individually. But again, we're not collaborating. And so I feel like this is the first time there'll be a master plan that people could look at and go, oh, there's a gap here and I could fill it. And there's a small thing here that I could do, even though I didn't know I was an advocate. I could do this one thing or whatever. So that book is so important to me. And that's why I'm really getting it. Trying to get it written quickly. I've worked on it for about a month and a half now, and I kind of am a burst worker. What'll end up happening is I will lock myself in my office for like a weekend. It's how I did aquatherapy for lipedema and lymphedema too. I knew I had it kind of worked out in my head, and I literally wrote that book and did the photography over 3 days. I just get on this roll and I'm like, let's get it done, So, that one. And then I want to start writing one more book. I've got multiple in the hopper right now that I've set aside because I need to finish up the couple I've got actively going, but I need to figure out like what's most important to the community next. On a personal level, it's because I'm not working now. I am retired. I'm a retired federal employee after 28 years of service. And I get bored and I like to be around people and stuff. So I've been volunteering at the Civic Center here in Oklahoma City for the last 9 months or so. And it's really fun. Not only do I get to see the shows for free, which I adore, right? It's so hard for me not to just jump on stage and sing with them. I have to tell you, especially during Hamilton. But I get to visit with all the patrons and then the other volunteers as they're coming in and, trying to find their seats or whatever. And I have met some really interesting people that way. So I want to keep doing that. My goal is at least 12 nights this whole year, right? Continue to exercise at least 200 minutes a year or a week. But I do want to add in 2 sessions of strength training a week, which I haven't been doing. Last year and the previous year, I really got in a good, I won't say routine because I'm still pretty sporadic about when I want to do it, but I've got the pool out back. And so when the spirit hits me, I go jump in the pool and I swim and even like not yesterday, the day before, it was like 52 degrees or something outside, and I thought I'm gonna turn the pool heater on real quick, and I waited until the warmest part of the day, and I went outside and pulled the pool cover off, and the water was like 75 degrees. Y'all, that is cold for me. My joints hurt so bad. My knees hurt anyway most of the time, but cold water is killer. And so I got in. I turned on the most upbeat music I could find, like some groovy stuff from the 70s or whatever. And I ran. I got in the pool and I ran, and then I did those frog jumps that I've talked about in other videos. Back and forth. I went running, frog jump, running, frog jump. And the minute that the timer hit 30 minutes, I was out of there and I got in a warm bathtub. But anyway, like it's very spontaneous. And I've never been like at 2 o'clock I swim. No, I'm just like, hey, I'm going to go swimming now for 2 hours, and I will get 2 hours worth of swimming in. And it's not just like floating around. It's like doing stuff. So I want to keep doing that, but I am going to add the strength training. So I have a new book. Actually, let me pull it because I cleaned my office. I wish you could see it, but I can find stuff now. So I asked Patty Cornute and the ladies over at Lipedema Fitness to give me some ideas too. But then I bought a copy of this book. It's called Exercise Method for Lipedema, and it's by Dr. Amato. I think he's in Italy. And this was recommended to me by somebody on the Lipedema education group. It might have been Kathleen Listen, who was amazing and brilliant. So if she recommended it, I'm down for it. It was really written for physical therapists. But what I want to do is learn anything that I can do, because I like to mix it up, and two, I have to protect my knees because they're so jacked up, right? Anyway, I'm going to read that this week and see if I can figure out what to do. I think today, what I'm going to do while I'm kind of gathering information and learning, I know how to do arm workouts with my weights, which are right here. I keep them at my desk, right? So I will work on arms because Lord knows they need it, right? And I've had surgery on my arms. Anyway, so adding the 2 times of exercise and strength training in. So I want to post one quality video that helps you on YouTube every week. And you guys know I'm not an editor. You should see my husband's channel. It's so beautiful. He edits. He has music. Da, 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 and here's me. Like if I mess up, I'm just like, hey y'all, I messed up. Keep on going. Anyway, I want to add more informative videos, which means I have to do research. It actually takes a minute to, if I want to talk about a certain topic, to put it together or put my thoughts together. One of them is I need to finish that interview with the counselor over at the Grief Recovery Center. I think that's scheduled for next week, but I want to keep putting out content for you. Here's another one. I want to spend an hour a week on social media, and I'm going to try not to post. And during this time, I'm going to set a timer, right? I'm going to go on social media and see what new questions people in the lipedema community are asking, because then what I can do is go to PubMed and research papers, see if there's any actual research on what people are asking. And if I can't find the information, then I'll go look for other articles, news stories, and then I'll take it to the lipedema education group to see if I can informally answer the question. And then that also gets the question in the lipedema education group's queue, so they can prepare a formal response, which takes longer because they're medical professionals. It has to be sort of vetted, right? But me, I'm just me. And so I can answer informally and do a blog post and maybe help somebody in the meantime. Okay, so researching to find out what's bugging you all, right? And then I would like the opportunity to speak at 2 large conferences about lipedema awareness this year. Last year, I was able to do, and the years before too, I was able to do some large conferences to Girl Scouts, which you all know, if you followed me for very long, is near and dear to my heart. I'm a lifetime member of Girl Scouts, and I believe that getting to the largest organization in the world for women early helps potential doctors, potential patients, right? Potential friends of patients and doctors be able to recognize lipedema and know where to start their journey if they themselves have lipedema or whatever. Anyway, I have found that to be so fulfilling. And every time I've gone to go speak to these conferences of Girl Scouts, At the end, I make myself available for, walk-up questions and stuff. And there's always a line of people, and the questions have been like, my mom has this, and I think I have this, and give me the number of a doctor who they could call, or what do I do next, or can I have a copy of your book? Um, I always give out copies. I made a Girl Scout lipedema awareness badge program a couple of years ago, and I bring copies, or patches for the girls to have because they completed all the tasks that are required during the speech. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, so I don't know if it will be Girl Scouts or whatever, but I want to speak at 2 big conferences this year, because also I need to keep public speaking, because everybody who does this kind of stuff, you have to do it to keep your confidence and enjoyment up too. So let's see here. I want to do at least 12 lipedema friendly outfits this year. I've got the January one ready to go because it's going to be yucky and cold. So I'm going to do a pop of color and a really cool cape. But I want to keep doing that because I've gotten lots and lots of good response from ladies who enjoyed that. And I have to tell you, my friend Lisa, who I met in Germany, was one of the people. She's gorgeous. She's so smart and she's gorgeous. And she was like, Susan, I've been following you for a long time. And I'm paraphrasing this, by the way, Lisa, if you're watching this, you gave me permission to be pretty. And you're the first time that I felt like I could wear like beautiful fabrics and beautiful clothes. And she was wearing a knockout outfit at the conference, by the way. And it just made me feel like, oh my gosh, this woman has her act together. I can't believe she's following me, and that I was able to do something that like changed her life. So that means that maybe somebody else is enjoying the outfits too, and getting ideas and inspiration of how to wear compression and look like a normal human being. Right? So I want to keep doing that. I want to spend at least 2 hours a week with my mom in person. I call her, 10 times a day because I just need my mom. But I want to spend more time with my mom. And so I'm setting a minimum of 2 hours a week. Okay, I want to visit one place I've never been. And right now, that place is the Stingray City Sandbar in the Grand Cayman Islands. And that is this really cool place where we're going on a cruise, and you boat out to it. And then when you get down, there's like all these stingrays just come there. And there are people that can help you, because you get to kiss them and kind of pet them and feed them and stuff like that. But there are people that hold the barbs and show you how to shuffle your feet and stuff so you can't hurt them. It's been on my bucket list forever. And every year, I try and do a bucket list item. This is it. If for some reason that falls through, I have a bucket list of places I want to go. That's a mile long, so I'll pick something else. But it's in like 17 days, so I'm pretty sure it's happening at this point. I want to keep doing the Gold Award. I'm on the Gold Award committee for Girl Scouts, and I love that. It's so inspiring to see these young women who are so much smarter than me and so motivated. And I can't even believe that I am on this committee. I just love it so much. I want to keep using my vibration plate every day. Love it. And then I want to mentor one person for an hour, at least 40 weeks this year. And right now I've got somebody that I'm working with, which is weird. It's somebody that I've looked up to, and they were in a mentor role to me, and I felt like I could never repay them. And then they needed help with technology. And I'm like, oh, I can help you with that. And so I've agreed to mentor an hour a week. And of course, the reason only 40 weeks is because stuff happens. You go on vacation, there's holidays, blah, blah, blah. So, and then this one is my only goal that's not SMART. So everything else is measured. It's specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and timely, right? This one is different though. It's about my kids, and it's this: do as much as I can, as often as I can, to help move my kids' lives forward, help them, spend time with them, encourage them, and love them. So, Mason and Morgan, I'm always here for you. I text them every single day. I try and call them most days, and a lot of times they're like, oh, I'm not answering the phone. But anyway, that trumps everything else in my life. If they call and they're like, hey, Mom, you want to go blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yes. So there you go. That's the goals I've set for myself. Is anything in that goal is something that resonates with you? What are your goals? I'm so interested in what you want to accomplish, each one of these ties back to who you want to be as a person. So your list is never going to match my crazy list. You might be more reasonable, you know. Um, anyway, I hope this helps somebody. I hope it's been entertaining for someone, and that you have a great day and a great year, and start chipping away at eating that elephant one bite at a time. Happy New Year.